What's up YouTube, SpeedsESC here. This video I'm going to be giving you guys my sort of review on the Magic Trackpad. I don't have much use out of it, but I still think I can give a review. And I wasn't originally going to do one of these, I just right now I'm kind of bored and I need something to do. So yeah, I'm just going to make this video. But I figured I'd also show you my current setup for my iMac. Right now, this is where my Magic Mouse usually sits. My Magic Mouse right now is actually under the computer. But sometimes if I want to be a little bit more, if I want to maybe use the Magic Mouse for something, then what I'll do is I'll set this over here, and I can still use that, but then I'll have the Magic Mouse right there. So what that does is that enables me to use my right hand to use the Magic Mouse if I need to use the mouse for something, but if I feel like it, I can also come over here and use the trackpad. So I don't know, that's that. And my remote, usually I have my remote sitting right here. Alright, but with the Magic Mouse under there, I don't know, it kind of seems redundant. It just seems a little redundant, but I guess I could leave it over there. I guess I just set it over here last time I was looking at it, so. But yeah, it usually sits over here, but whatever. It's just kind of there though. So anyways, yeah, that's my little setup. My keyboard's still under here. I've switched to the wired one in case I haven't. I think I did mention I switched to the wired one. But yeah, anyways, I've got my tripod back there. Let's go ahead and switch to that. Okay, so here we go. But first of all, I'm going to give you guys a tour of the Magic Trackpad real quick, just so that you guys can get a feel for what it looks like. Like I said, many people do have reviews up on this. It's just making mine right now. So, anyways, but this is the obviously this is the front of the trackpad, or I guess the top. This is obviously where the trackpad itself is. This bottom section, this top section here is just aluminum. The trackpad itself is actually made out of, well, the majority of the chassis is made up of aluminum. Alright, it does have this piece of plastic down here at the bottom though. But the actual trackpad surface itself is made of glass, which is really good. Alright, it's the same, it's essentially the same trackpad you'd find on a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air, except it's just upscaled. It's what is it? I think it's like something like 80% bigger than the trackpad on the MacBook. So I don't know, it's something like that. But yeah, it's made out of glass, okay? And it's got a sort of satin finish to it, I guess. It's frosted finish to it, I guess you could say. It's kind of like beach glass. It's kind of the same feeling as beach glass. Anyways, enough about the trackpad, even though it is what we're talking about. On this side we've got the power button, and there's a little hidden light when you push it. Although right now it's turned on. That's how you can tell if you turn it off. If it's turned on or not, you just push it once. If it's turned on, the light will turn on immediately. But if it's not turned on, then after about like a 3 sec. Why is it not turning off? But anyways, after about a 3-second wait, it'll then turn on. But right now, because I'm making a video on it, oh, there we go. I just had to click it. That was weird. Maybe I pushed it too fast. I don't know. Something weird went on in the circuitry. Weird. Anyways, on this side we've got the battery compartment. It unscrews with a screw. Alright, and the battery compartment's pretty decent. It's like a piece of stainless steel right there. And these are the stock batteries it comes with, Energizers. Gonna see if I can get these to last as long as the Magic Mouse did. The Magic Mouse died after about a little under a year. I was able to get that Magic Mouse to last, which is pretty cool. So anyways, enough rambling about the thing itself. Although real quickly on the bottom, you got this piece of plastic. Unlike on the Apple keyboard, wireless keyboard, you do not have a window for the Bluetooth to get through. I think the well, to be honest, I don't know how it gets through. Maybe the internet is somehow routed through this and it gets through like that, but I'm not really sure. But you do not have one of those little plastic windows for the Bluetooth. And then here, you've got your rubber feet, but the thing about the rubber feet is that they click. Alright, that's where the clicking action comes in. And so yeah, and something that nobody has really mentioned is that both of these buttons are the same button. They're both one button. Meaning I can push this one and hold it, but then when I come to push this one, you can see I'm pushing it. It's not making any click noises because it's already depressed. These two feet are literally connected to each other by like a bar or something in there, but it's connected in such a way that they both go down at the same time. And I think the reason for that is so that way when you've got it like this and you're using it, if you're holding something down and dragging, it won't like, you know, make two click noises. It won't be like, and then like that, you know, as you're coming over to this side. Of course when I did that I lifted up my finger, but you get the idea. So it's just the same. Anyways, you get the idea. Okay, so we're recording. Yes. Alright, so here we go. I'm just going to sort of go through some of the, I'm just going to sort of demonstrate it and I guess just sort of talk about it as I'm demonstrating it and such. But one thing you should note, if I go over here and about this Mac, is that I am using Snow Leopard, alright, 10.6.8. I am not using Lion yet. This computer will eventually use Lion, but you know, right now it has a bit of a graphics card issue, which I did try to get fixed, but they just put the same graphics card back in. But whatever. So yeah, but right now it's running in safe mode, so if the animations are a little less smooth than what you're used to, that's because I'm running in safe mode. For instance, you know, that usually is a little bit smoother for me, but because of the graphics card, I'm running in safe mode so we don't accidentally crash it. So anyway, let's see, you know, here, the way you basically move the mouse around, if I zoom in a little bit, so you might, well, having a plain blue background's a little hard, but you know, you use the, you just use one finger to move around like that, okay, and if, let's say you've got something like, what can I use, let's just, I don't have anything. Alright, let's use an internet site. If you have like a website open or something, you can use two fingers like this to essentially scroll up and down. So let's see if I can pop open YouTube, see if it'll open. I'm really far away from the internet router, so it might be a little slow. But hopefully I can get this to load up, because I'd like to show you guys. I would like to show you guys. I would like to show you guys. Come on. Please. Alright, I'll be back when this is done loading. Good grief. Okay, well, YouTube wouldn't load up, but I managed to find this. Just a little HTML experimentation that I did a while ago. So this should do the trick, except for the fact that it's not a very long web page, so therefore I can't demonstrate scrolling. But maybe I can on this. Nope. Anyways, yeah, I can guarantee you that if you do this, you can scroll. Use two fingers like this, up and down, you can scroll. Also with two fingers, you can two-finger click, and that will right-click, okay? But you can also set a hot corner, or I guess it's called a hot corner, but I set the very right corner to, if you single-finger click like I did there, that'll also count as a right-click, see? Dink, right-click, okay? And then this one over here, it's a left-click. But I mean, it's pretty, I mean, you know, it's right, or, you know, you just gotta kind of hit the general area for it to register, but a more reliable approach would be just to use the two fingers and click like that. So anyways, but something else you can do on a web page, if you want to, you can do, like on iOS, you can pinch to zoom in. See? You kind of have to do it right. Or not, you don't have to do it right, you just gotta make sure that your fingernails are not contacting the touchpad, otherwise it doesn't register quite correctly. But yes, you can zoom way, way out, or you can zoom way, way in. I've never really had much luck, and it doesn't really matter what kind of computer it is with the sort of pinch to zoom on the trackpads. I've never really gotten it to work very well for me with trackpads, but you get the idea. But here we go, I've zoomed in really far, and now I can actually do this two-finger scrolling. Now on Lion, it's set up to where you can set it to, when you go up, like this, the page will go down. And the reason for that is just because it seems, you know, to Apple it seems more natural. And I can understand that. I mean, it does make sense. It would seem a little bit, maybe a little more natural to do it that way. More like on an iPhone or a tablet of some sort, but you get the idea. Anyways, we can reset the zoom like that. Oh, man, never mind. We can go full screen. Interesting. I did not know that was there. That's... How do I get out of full screen? Oh, here we go. Review. Thank you. That was freaky. Just want to reset the zoom. Alright, here we go. 100... Grr, why does it... That was a mess. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's web brave. Well, actually, no, not quite yet. If you do 3 fingers, left or right, you can go back. You can go forward and back. Swipe real quickly like that. You can go forward or back, which is pretty cool. I do like that feature. All right. You know, I usually don't take advantage of features like that, but you know, whenever I remember that, oh yeah, I can do this, then I definitely do use it. It's really kind of cool just to, you know, go back. Whoop, I lost focus there. Back, forward, and such. So that's pretty cool. If you want to do that way. And I don't think it's cool. I think it's a little bit more forgiving. Like you can kind of hit the very edge of it, like that, and it'll still do it. Or, I mean, you know, come on, there, yeah. Unlike on the Magic Mouse, where if you want to do that, you really have to go, and it's a little harder to do on the Magic Mouse. You have to go across the whole mouse with 2 fingers. So, anyways, that should be that. Some other things you can do with it. You can, let's say I have a bunch of apps open. We've got Google Chrome, and let's open up, what can I open? We'll open up iTunes, Photo Booth, let's open up System Preferences, Text Edit, Disk Utility, Minecraft, why not? There we go. There's a bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff open. Okay? Let's just wait. This is a hard drive. I do prefer hard drives because I think I've heard that, I don't know, I heard a while ago that SD or solid state drives are still not very reliable. Anyways, with 4 fingers, left or right, you can do app switching. Now the way it works is that you bring this up with the 4 fingers and then you use 1 finger to select what you want to do. Okay, so if I want to say switch to disk utility, there you go, disk utility is right there. Alright, so the 4 fingers left to right just brings it up. You don't continue to do it to, you know, select. You know, you then take your 1 finger and choose what you want. So there I chose Google Chrome. Google Chrome is not currently a window. There we go. Photo Booth. The webcam is not on because I'm in safe mode. So there you go. That's something else you can do. Something else you can do with 4 fingers is go down. Expose. Like I said, safe mode is a little less smooth. Alright, and then you can go through and choose what you want that way. Alright, and we can even, let's do a disk utility. Alright, and here if I hold shift you can see that it does animate somewhat. Just like I said, in safe mode it's not quite as smooth. Also, if you do 4 fingers down from this, if you're, you know, if you're currently set up like this and you do 4 fingers down, oh, sorry, I think I did that wrong. 4 fingers up, show the desktop. Alright, that just puts all the windows away and it shows the desktop. Again, these are old features. I mean, you know, I know that, I think if you do the 4 fingers down in Lion, it brings up Mission Control, or either that or I think it brings up, I think it might actually bring up Launchpad. No, Launchpad you bring up like that. You do like 4 finger pinch. It's weird. I can never get that gesture right. It's like 4 finger pinch in and it just brings up out. I can never get that right. But yeah, but if you do that, you know, 4 fingers up, and then 4 fingers back down to bring them back down, or to bring them back, and then 4 fingers down, you get the idea. It's not confusing, believe me. It's just, yeah. Anyways, let's close out to these. Let's just do this. Command Q, Command Q, Command Q, Command Q, Command Q, Command Q, Command Q. Hey! Say Command Q. I want to click on iTunes and do Command Q. There we go. I believe that's all the gestures. Let me look at the back of the box here. It has a list of gestures and such. What haven't I shown? Rotate. You can rotate, but I'm not going to be able to show you that. But if you do this, and like this is another gesture that I have just the hardest time mastering, that you can rotate. And of course there I zoom in on my icons, which I try not to do. Come on. Please reset yourselves. Grr. Might have to go in there and set some settings, although that's up where I have it. Let's just do cleanup for now. Or not. Anyways, but you can rotate like that, you know, and like rotate in Photo Booth and such. I could actually open this up and use preview and do the same thing. If you watch the bars, again, I can't really get it right. but you can see how, you know, even though it is just showing a white image, because I am in safe mode, it doesn't really want to show the image. You know, yeah, and then actually when I do that, it asks me if I want to save it, because I technically did modify it. So anyways, if you know what I mean. An interesting thing about the box, I got this thing last week. I actually got this on the 2nd anniversary, to July 20th, 2012, which is pretty crazy. But it still has the gestures for Snow Leopard on it. So like it says, activate expose, switch applications, and such like that. So screen zoom I have demoed before. If you hold down your control key right here, then do 2 fingers up or down like that as if you're scrolling up and down. You can do screen zoom. There I'm zooming in on there, and I can really get in and show you guys stuff. And apparently I've logged out. Interesting. Yeah, right. Also, something else you can do, you can set it to where if you tap, although I guess it won't do it on the login screen. Hold on, let me log myself back in. I really do not know what just happened there. That was weird. I guess there's a gesture for logging out. I don't know. That was weird. Anyways, you can set it to where if you do like a 2-finger, just tap without clicking it. You know, like on a PC, just tap it. You know, you can have it, you know, just detect taps like that, as opposed to going in and clicking. So that's another thing you can set up. I do believe that's everything. I think I've shown you all just about everything. You can click and drag. See if I can do it with the tap. I think you have to set it up in a setting with tap, but you can click and drag. You know, drag this icon around and such. Let's do the clean up there, just get that back to where it sort of should be. So, you know, just stuff like that. It's pretty cool, but it's just, yeah. So, what are my thoughts? Should you get it or not? Alright, I'll tell you one thing. If you have a MacBook, or if your primary computer, or you know, the computer that, if you do not have a desktop Mac, that's what I'm trying to get at. If all you have are Mac laptops, then this is not for you, okay? Because you've already got one, alright? It's smaller, yes, but you've already got one. And, you know, it just, you know, generally the reason why you get a mouse for one of those is so you don't have to use that, okay? Because sometimes you might just want to go through and use a mouse. But on these desktop computers, we don't get, you know, you don't get all those nice functions that you get, you know, with the MacBook and the Trackpad and such. And I believe this is what Apple's marketing was for anyways. You know, you don't get these nice gestures by default, like activate mission control, or, you know, swipe up show desktop, and, you know, quick app switching, and, you know, pinch to zoom in and such. Come on, go back. Go back. You know, pinch to, Anyway, you get the idea. You don't get all those nice features because, well, you know, you're stuck with this, which, in my opinion, even though I love this mouse, I was utterly disappointed by the customization of this. This, though, is much, much more customizable. You can go in here and set different gestures to do different things. And there's usually an instructional video that plays right there, but like I said, I'm in safe mode, graphics card woes, woot woot. But you can turn on and off secondary tabs, screen zoom. You can set scroll with inertia. You can set hot corners. Let's see, I thought there was a way you could go through here to, I don't know. I thought there was a way to go through here, though, and choose, like, different gestures to do different things. You can set dragging and drag lock. Basically what drag lock is that you move the window around like that, and you let go. You can sit there for a little while, come back, and it still drags. That's what drag lock is. But anyways, yeah, I actually prefer to just leave that off. If I want to drag something, I want to physically click on it and move it around. Just, you know, apply that little extra force needed to actually, like if you just mouse over it, you know, you're not going to be able to move it. But if you just push down on it and then move it, then yeah, anyway, whatever. I have not, I don't know if you can use certain gestures in front row. I have actually been able to play with front row a little bit, but it's not really going to come up if I use this to pull up front row because, again, we're in safe mode. So when you just push the menu button on your remote, you just get a black screen. So, there you go. Gotta love safe mode, huh? I need to get this thing fixed. I actually am going to get it fixed. That is going to happen in the future. It's just It's just a matter of when. That's pretty much the only thing. You know, I am going to get it taken back to the shelter place. But you can also set your tracking speed. Unlike the Magic Mouse, the tracking speed was set to a beautiful spot. I just thought it was a little too slow. But, you know, also unlike the Magic Mouse, which, you know, this is its maximum tracking speed right here. You know, it's pretty decent. That's actually what I like in a mouse. But with the Magic Trackpad, I've never taken it up this fast. Let's see, and if I say yes to that, you know, that's actually pretty fast. Actually, it's not. Yeah, it's pretty fast. Unlike, you know, it takes barely, you know, you don't have, yeah, you just set, it just tracks much faster than their mice do. For some reason, Apple's never really has never really understood that some people like their mice to track really fast. Don't really know why they don't do that, but there you go. I keep mine at the one notch above default. So yeah, so I'd recommend getting it. It does cost $79. That's so much. Well, actually $69, excuse me, but I paid a little bit less because I used a gift card. Would I recommend getting one of these? Yes, I would actually, but like I said, only if you have a desktop. If you have a MacBook, I really do not see a practical use for it. Honestly, I mean, why would you get something that's already built into your MacBook for external? I mean, it's bigger. I mean, I guess you could use it. If you set the tracking really fast and you buy one of those capacitive styluses, this could be like a bamboo, but it's a fairly small bamboo. Like, you know, by bamboo I mean, you know, those little tablets that you can draw with, you know. It's like you plug it in your computer, it's a big screw, it's just this big surface that uses a special stylus that you can use to draw and be more precise than, say, with a mouse or trackpad. But if you got one of those capacitive styluses, you could use this as one of those if you wanted to, but honestly, this costs $69, and I think you can get a, you know, my teacher bought a bunch of those little tablet things in bulk. Or not in bulk, but she bought like 4 of them, and they were $20 each. Okay, now I didn't really enjoy using them. They were not that much fun to use, but, you know, they were bigger, they were probably a little bit more practical for what an artist would want if they bought one of those. This, in my opinion, for $70 to use as that with your, you know, again, that's the only real reason why you'd get one for a MacBook. But, just doesn't seem practical. I mean, this is just far too small. I mean, here it is. Comparison with the remote, or actually here's the Magic Mouse. I mean, you know, it's that big. You know, my hand. I have a big hand, but there you go. I can hold the whole thing in my hand. One of those tablets, you know, you'd hold it kind of like that, but it'd be much bigger. It's about, you know, the size of like an iPad or something, so, you know, anyways. Definitely neat. It's pretty cool. One thing Apple did sort of rave about, and this isn't really going to be a good demonstration, but here's my wireless keyboard. They match up perfectly. Mine, well, actually mine does, but my wireless keyboard is actually bent. It's literally bent, so if I can take it, kind of rock it back and forth, hear that? It is bent, so, but yeah, it actually does sit pretty flush with it. That's actually cool. But, you know, I don't really think that looks, honestly, to be honest with you guys, I really don't see that as being very attractive looking. I would, you know, still keep them separate like that, you know. I don't really see the point in keeping them together like that. I've just never, even with any of those products that you can buy, I've just never seen that as looking attractive, you know what I mean? That just looks kind of bleh. It just, you know, it just looks like, you know, just oversized, weird. Actually, you know what? This might be the same length put together. Just thought of this as the wired keyboard. Let's see. I'm just curious. So here I'm going to put these together. So let's see. This will give you a good idea of how big this setup is, if that is what you're interested in. Oh no, the wired keyboard is still a little bit longer. But there you go. Anyways, I don't know. Alright guys, I'm just rambling now. But I thought I'd show you that. This wireless keyboard is useless because the R key, or the W key, is both broken and it's missing its little sensor stub. So I'm just going to keep it in a random box. So after that, thank you guys for watching, and adios. Ooh, I just thought of something that I could have mentioned. These things, obviously since they're made by Apple, they're mainly meant for their Mac computers, but You can actually set these up with Windows 7. Windows Vista, I think, can also take these, but if you have like Windows XP or something, you're not going to be able to use this. But something like this, you know, if you have a laptop PC, you know, like maybe a cheaper one that has a plastic, you know, sort of, you know, shoddy, sometimes, you know, sometimes it doesn't really work correctly, trackpad, and you enjoy using the trackpad, there's a market there, alright? And I believe you can actually set it up to use the multi-touch gestures and such. In fact, Windows 7 does actually support multi-touch gestures, so there you go. So yeah, this is pretty good for Windows, alright? So yeah. So if you want to use it with Windows, and I believe this would be even more useful with Windows 8, which I hate. I hate Windows 8. I tried it once and I really don't like it that much. But, you know, Windows 7's pretty good. But, yeah, anyways, that's all. For real now.